Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, noobs, hackers, leets and pros to Gamestahs coverage of LAN-slide League of Legends version 9.0. My name is Kit Fox. We are bringing you today mid and feed on Team Purple versus Team Delulu on the left of screen on Team Blue. The winner of this match will go through to verse against all odds, and if you were listening earlier during the day, you would have heard us broadcast them defeating Team Erase quite comfortably, advancing through in the winners bracket. The winner of this takes them on. As you can see over on the blue team is Team Delulu, Taeyon, Unnie, Davy Man, Cords, Delulu, the man himself, and Cray. And over at Team Purple, it's mid and feed, Iceman Zero, the Jigster, Illuminos, Monsane, and Makai Taron. We'll just call him Taron for short. As you can see there, the bands Kha'Zix, Yasuo, and Morgana for Team Delulu. Team mid and feed opting to ban Rise, Lee Sin, and also Rumble. As you can see, we've got about 10 seconds now till we start the load into these games. So let's just run through the team comms. We've got Tristana, ADC, Wukong, Jarvan the Fourth, Karma, and Oriana. And over on mid and feed, we will go through them very soon. As soon as we load in, just bear with me here 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, while we get the loading screen up. But judging by what we've seen here at LAN-slide from these two teams, Team Delulu involved in both CSGO competition and the League of Legends competition. Over on the purple team, just running back through the teams, Thresh on support, Aurelia in the top lane, Illuminos taking V into the jungle, Monsane on ADC Lucian, and in the mid lane, Popstar Ari on Makai Taron. So we looked at the ranks of these two teams, and this is actually the closest matchup that we've seen at Respawn today. It is Golds and Silvers versus, well, Golds and Silvers and one, I believe, Platinum player. So the Platinum player does belong to Taeyon Unnie, as you can see there with the nice border around that Rocket Girl Tristana skin. As we just waiting to load in now. And very, very soon we'll get this underway. Cray being the man to load in, the last person to load in. And here we go. We are underway as these two teams start out nice and even. A little bit slower on the advantage here. No one's basically come out of base yet. Just get this overlay happening for you, and there we go. We are in game. Iceman Zero, the first man out for the Team Purple mid and feed. Be interesting to see their level 1 potential here. Just looking at the two teams, you'd think that Thresh with the hook definitely has the advantage here. Karma on support, going for the Spell Thief's Blade nice and early there. So that's gonna be quite a bully lane down in the bot lane. So we'll hopefully cover a lot of that action. Thresh opting for a Relic Shield as opposed to the Ancient Coin. So he's going to have a little bit of sustain to help Lucian out, going straight for the Dorans. Standard sort of rollout, nothing interesting, but a little bit of a river advance in the bot lane from mid and feed. So it's 40 seconds away. Delulu and Taeyon Unnie in that bot lane, just getting a cheeky little ward up on the cliff there. Pings go out. Thresh has been spotted. In 30 seconds, we could even see a first blood. Now Lucian going very deep, getting a ward down in Tribush, but it's not going to do him any good. Delulu and Taeyon Unnie have got that one nice and covered. Pings have gone out, so they know that Thresh is about. That means that they know that V is going to be starting blue. And not much happening for both of these two teams. So nothing to get your blood going nice and early. As finally minions spawn. 20 seconds until the big buff minions spawn. Nice defensive ward we can see in the top lane from Aurelia, just to prevent any sort of ganks that might be coming from Cords on Jarvan the Fourth, in case you want to steal V's red. Good sportsmanship from Cords as well, saying good luck. And here we go, blue buff going to be started for both of these two teams. Pretty stock standard start. Good luck, have fun, go out. And now Iceman 0 on Monsane need to be careful. You're going to run into Delulu and Taeyeon. Only Ignites go down. Monsane is in a little bit of trouble. The shots come out. Ignite is burned. He's going to get away. Iceman 0 taking a lot of damage. And Delulu, Karma laying down those Q-pokes and forces Lucian to dash up. Luckily, he took the... well, he didn't take the point in dash. He must have used his flash. He did. He's got the point in his Q nice and early on. So Taeyeon only starting explosive shot on Tristana as well. And Delulu obviously going for a point in Inner Flame. Iceman 0 making full use of that relic shield that he bought in place of the Ancient Talisman. Monsane getting a nice farm up as Lucian. Now this will be interesting in the top lane. Wukong versus Irelia. Irelia, you would think later on would be able to withstand any sort of damage or CC that Wukong can dish out. But that clone of Wukong's is going to cause her a little bit of trouble. Needs to be really careful who jigs to targets in that top lane. And Blade Surge again being used to being put to efficient use. As we saw in the first game, Delulu some nice harass. Proccing the Spell Thief's Blade, but she gets harassed and Frey comboed, forced to flash. Taeyeon only gets exhausted. Monsane is going to get first blooded. He does. First kill going to Taeyeon only on Tristana. Good exhaust coming out. Great hook from Iceman 0, but Monsane the target. The shift was good. And there's that clone we were talking about. Illuminos trying to gank Cray in the mid lane on Orianna is unsuccessful, and Delulu and Taeyeon only are going to push this lane. Delulu so strong on Karma. That bully lane we talked about at level 1, getting the job done, and first blood falling to Team Delulu. Here's another gank on mid. Cray's flash is still up. The charm hits. Flash goes down, but Illuminos lands the excessive force, and that levels it up at 1 kill apiece, and we're only 4 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen. Big plays coming from both these teams already. Good sniping there from Delulu, getting the gold procs from Spell Thief's Edge with great use of the mantra up in a flame. Oh no, Delulu's been hooked again within tower range, but the shield comes on. Very, very well placed Inspire shield from Delulu there. Being able to withstand the hooks, the flay, and the turret shot from Iceman 0, but really shouldn't be getting hooked in the first place. And now Iceman 0 manages to gain enough ground to put a ward inside that bush. Here's Delulu, pops Mantra, and manages to get another hit. Iceman 0 is the target. Taeyeon only is he going to jump on? No! Smart play there. Monsane was all over it with the Lucian passive procs. And you've got to be careful of Lightslinger. Lucian very capable of putting out big numbers of damage in a very short space of time. Mackay, Taron and Cray in the mid lane there. Pretty even on the CS front. When you look at the ADCs there, Lucian only 6 behind, but mid lane's where it's at. Cray and Ari. Big gap there for the mid lane. Double Doran's build on Cray early on in this game as well. So Ari yet to go back and buy, still with the single Dorans. But that death from the gank from Illuminos out the jungle was enough to send Cray packing to stock up on another Dorans and a couple pots. And now Illuminos will be going back for the first time, hoping to upgrade that Hunter's Machete with 19 CS and a kill under his belt. Gets himself a Spirit Stone and a couple long swords for his trouble. And he'll be putting out decent damage as well, trying to rush that Spirit of the Ancient Lizard there. Elder Lizard, sorry. Taking a look at the gold difference for these two at the moment. Tristana well ahead, as you can see the numbers there. When you compare that against Lucian, well in front is Taeyeon. Only got hooked and flayed again, but there's the mantra up. Inspire shield again from Delulu. The man knows how to play his Karma. I'll give him that. No, nothing really much else to talk about. These two teams just trading it up there. You can see Cray again trying to land the command attack. Now there's no ward in the bush. Illuminos should charge up Vault Breaker here. Mackay Tower not giving much away. Illuminos could go in here, and there it is. There's the charm. The charm lands. Spirit Rush is in. Vault Breaker into excessive force. Illuminos not level 6, does not have Assault and Battery. And if he did, it would have been all she wrote again for Cray. And Illuminos would have picked himself up another kill. Ari would have picked herself up another assist, Makai Taran, and it would have been, the snowball would have been rolling well in advantage of the mid and feed team. And another hook, Taeonani gets stopped by Iceman Zero. The flay is in again. Monsane, the target, quickly shifted. There's the Lightbringer coming out again. And Monsane dishing out the damage on Taeonani. Draw a bead passive, not so strong at level 5, son. And just combining it with Light Slinger and his Ardent Blaze there, Monsane is able to dish out huge numbers of damage. Iceman Zero zoning out Taeonani as Delulu's forced to get down some defensive wards into the bushes. Pings are coming out again as Jigster and Davy Man just trading away. Davy Man opting for the double longsword approach as well as a Doran's Blade. And you can see the Jigster there opting for a Sheen. Going to rush that Triforce as good Irelias do. Taeonani again just taking a Light Slinger to the face. Needs to be careful about the damage she absorbs here. Can only take so many shields from Karma before Karma runs out of mana, and then you get hooked by Iceman and suddenly you're in trouble. There's Jigster again going in, but trading well is Davy Man, and another hook coming out from Iceman does not land this time. Collects himself a few souls for his trouble. He's up to 22 already. Monsane will go back. No, he opts against it. He does have the Vampiric Scepter. And as we have a look at his gold at the moment, what's he sitting on? He's sitting on 814, so not quite enough for a BF sword. And here's Davy Man. Illuminos is coming up. Jigster is in. Davy Man in trouble. Cyclone's down. There's Assault and Battery used after the flash. Davy Man forced to go back inside. Irelia's Heat Head Styles up. Blade Surges on top. And Illuminos picks himself up another kill. So putting their eggs in the V basket at the moment. 34 CS, 2 kills, 0 deaths is Illuminos. And he is coming out of the jungle, wreaking havoc across top and mid. Still yet to make an appearance at the bot lane. But I tell you what, he's got the snowball rolling nice and comfortably for mid and feed. Team Delulu not out of this yet. The gold nice and even. Only about 300 gold difference in between. Now Cords has managed to make his way up the lane here. Iceman Zero is all by himself. If he can just get Iceman Zero to come up just that little bit more, he can land that Demacian standard combo. He does have Cataclysm available, should he decide to use it, but Iceman Zero knows that something's up. And he'll go back now to Lulu, narrowly avoiding the hook there. Monsane rejoins Thresh in the lane and continues to lay down the hurt. We can see, we were talking about that damage before. Didn't go for the BF sword, instead opting for the pickaxe and Doran's Blade. So he recognises that his laning phase is not yet over. He returns to slug it out. And there it is again. Well done by Iceman to avoid that man-shot up in a flame from Karma there. If you take a look at the talent points for Delulu, going for that poke, definitely that poke comp, putting 3 points into Inner Flame nice and early. Finally leveling up Mantra. As we take a look at the farm in the top lane, Davy Man and Irelia and Jigster on Irelia. Jigster doing a good job here, almost 10 CS in front. Now here's the Lantern in, Illuminos is in there, and the flash is forced from Taeonani onto Illuminos, so well done there. Tick that one down as mission accomplished, and Illuminos will go back, farm up his white. No, in fact, he'll go straight past it, and good Q there. Again, from Delulu, bully composition is what's in, and Makai Taran forced to Spirit Rush away, but a good counter charm, landing on top of Cords there, and there's fights going on all over the place. But nothing eventuating from any of them. The pings come in. They recognise the Spirit Rush is down. Cords is in. Still at this bottom bush. He knows that something's up. But Illuminos is going to catch him out if he's not careful. The pings are in. Wards go down. Illuminos and Cords just walk past each other. Cords needs to be really careful here. Now he's spotted. He's given himself away. Vaultbreaker lands. Excessive Force. Assault and Battery. See you later, Cords. Illuminos chalks up another one. And Cords goes down for 20 seconds on the sideline. Big plays from Illuminos. And now they collapse. The pings go out. And it looks like going to be the first dragon of the match going to mid and feed. But not if Team Delulu can have anything to say about it. The smite is too strong, and now the Jigster Blade Surges over the wall, teleports down. There's 5 men under the Dragon Pit, and all of a sudden mid and feed have got the snowball rolling. 1 and 4 on the kills. They can push a tower here if they wanted. Iceman Zero and Taeonani go down to that bottom lane. It's Sorry, Iceman Zero and Monsane go down to the bottom lane to see Taeyonani. And Illuminos and Makai Taron push that mid lane, but they recognise quickly that they are a little bit too low, and Cray has got enough HP to force this one away. So first dragon of the match going to mid and feed. They're up 3 kills. That gives them a 2.3k gold advantage at 12.5 minutes into the game, but don't count Team Delulu out of this one yet. They're not that far behind. If we've seen anything from these competitions, is that 2k is nothing at 12 minutes in. When you got champions such as Irelia, such as Vi, such as those strong scaling champions from mid to late game, you want to finish it as quickly as possible, but come late game, you'll have enough to stick around as well. It'll be all up to Taeyonani to take this one to late game and to really make use of Tristana's late game scaling abilities and passive draw a bead. The attack range she gets is unbelievable at max level. Cray getting a nice farm up at 105 CS, and Ari, poor old Makai Taron, is only on 90 CS, so quite a fair way behind in terms of CS to Cray now. Jigster not letting Davy Man go without a fight. He's forced to pop Transcendent Blazer, but bot lane's where it's at. Delulu is hooked. Iceman Zero follows up the hook with a flay. The heal comes out, but it's not enough. Delulu goes. Here's the culling from Monsane. Cop that Taeyonani, but Delulu got absolutely shredded. He really needs to stop getting caught out by those hooks. That's the third one we've caught on camera. And now, around the backside, here comes Cords. The combination misses, but the hook lands. Oh, where Delulu fails, Zero does not. Taeyonani's going to go down, is he? But not before he takes down Monsane. They take down each other. Cray narrowly avoiding a charm in the mid lane there from Taron as well. And Davy Man just letting Jigster know that he's about, but in that bottom lane, Monsane going down. Delulu needs to stop getting himself caught out. It's 2-6 on the scoreboard, mid and feed, with a nice comfortable advantage, 2.8k at this point. We're at 14 minutes into the game, and Jigster will be building up that Triforce very soon. And speaking of the pressure, here we go, Davy Man, oh no, he's forced himself in. The stuns go in, Equilibrium Strike is down. Illuminos decides to go into the tower with Assault and Battery, and Davy Man falls. Another one on the board to Illuminos, 4-0 and 1 assist. He is absolutely destroying the Team Delulu single-handedly out of the jungle at the moment. Now Ani going to take the red buff away because Cords is not doing much with it. And Illuminos recognises that the jungler is nowhere to be seen. He pings on the tower, and Jigster activates Heat-10 style, and first tower is going to go to the Team mid and feed. So 1 tower ahead, as well as 5 kills. Now the teleport comes into the bot lane. They need to be careful here. Oh, Davy Man's in on the action. He needs to get the strike on. There it is. Nimbus strike into Cyclone. Knocks up Monsane. He falls. Iceman Zero needs to get away from this one. But Karma is in there. Roots him in place. Focused resolve. Too good. He controls the tether nicely, and Davy Man with a successful teleport realised his top tower was gone, made full use of the overextension in the bot lane, and they level it up. Well, not quite, but they get 2 back, 4-7 on the scoreboard. Great plays there from Davy Man with the TP. Now Illuminos, oh no, Growl, he missed the Vault Breaker into there. Now Cords can combo in again. Ari Spirit rushes away. They're chasing down Ari. They recognise that he's the more squishy of the two than Illuminos. Charges up the Vault Breaker again. And now Ani putting the pressure on that bot lane while Lucian and Thresh are back. Tristana activating the Q, getting the passive attack speed. And there you can see the crits coming out. Already got himself a BF Sword and a Zeal. And that little bit of crit offered by the Avarice Blade as well as the passive gold. Illuminos completing the Spirit of the Ancient Lizard. And so has Cords. They're both the exact level on CS, but when you look at the gold, those 4 kills definitely stick out for Illuminos there. On Vi in the jungle, playing a good game. We're 16.5 minutes in. Jigster converges on the mid lane as Taron just narrowly misses the charm. And oh, Iceman Zero nearly hooks Delulu again. Monsane should be able to take this tower without too much of a fuss. And there's tower number 2 for Team Mid and Feed. We're 45 seconds away from Dragon here, And the defensive wards are going down for Team Mid and Feed. They're getting them up all over the jungle. You can see a nice ward down there from Illuminos and Iceman Zero. Bit of counter jungling going on here, trying to make life as difficult for Cords as possible. But he does have that spirit of the Ancient Lizard to offer that bonus gold whenever he clears a big minion, such as the Whites, such as the Golems, etc, etc. Counter turret taken down in the meantime as Taeyeon Unny takes the first one for Team Delulu. That's going to be refreshing for them. Now Illuminos is in there, he spots Delulu, he needs to be careful not to get caught by Focused Resolve. He does, but Assault and Battery is in there. Illuminos taking a lot of damage. Oh, good Lantern by Thresh, but Cray comes in, and good Cataclysm. Attack command coming in from Oriana as well, picking up the kill there. 5-7 on the scoreboard. Team Delulu are not out of this one yet. Shockwave still available. Needs to get a command protect down. There's the Shockwave. It collects Jigster. Forces the flash. Monsay needs to pick a target here. It needs to be Taeyeon Unny. It is. Command protect too strong. Cray's going to get hooked. No, it's on Taeyeon Unny instead. He'll go down. Oh, but the jump is too good. It avoids the Light Slinger, but Culling is too strong. And it was aimed well by Monsane. Davy Man takes down Jigster from behind. Monsane is his next target. Iceman Zero misses the hook, but Davy Man forced to retreat. Cyclone knocked up Monsane, but Lucian, that E is too strong. Relentless Pursuit manages to get himself out of that one. Blue pills are now being popped all over the place, and everyone will go back after that one and buy up, Delulu included. Nice pink ward on the dragon there. While all that ruckus was going on, Dragon Spawn did go up. It's 6-10 on the scoreboard. Almost 19 minutes have gone. This game is in favour of Team Mid and Feed on purple side at the moment. You're listening to Gamestahs coverage of LAN-slide version 9. My name is Kit Fox. If you have just joined us, while the game, well, there's a little bit of a lull in the game, you can go to Facebook and give us a like on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/, Gamestar with a H. And if you have Twitter, we also have a Twitter page at Gamestar with a H. Also, if you'd like to follow me personally, my Twitter is KitFoxPunton. That's KitFoxPunton. And here we go, a lot of action going. The Shockwave was good from Cray, he collected them all. Cords is going to go down there. Monsay manages to E over that wall. Relentless Pursuit is good. Iceman Zero taking a lot of damage. Illuminos needs to come in for the save and manages to zone Unny and Delulu away with a great Vault Breaker there. Delulu, it puts the shield onto Taeyeon Unny just to give him that little bit more movement speed, hopefully so he can catch Iceman Zero. It wasn't to be. Kataron in the meantime gets the charm off, but it hit the decoy of Davy Man in the mid lane, whose ultimate has just come back up, as well as his teleport. Jigster has no teleport, but does have Transcendent Blades available should he decide to use it. The hook comes out, just misses Unny short of that turret. I can guarantee you he's got almost no health, but he would have followed that up with a flay to knock Unny into that tower range, and it would have been Chain CC for days. And it would have been 30 seconds on the sideline for Taeyeon Unny, who's playing a pretty good game at the moment. 3-2-3. Solid, not spectacular. 147 CS though. With that's the advantage that he has over Monsane on Lucian at the moment. But he also has 5 kills. So if you look at that, their gold is pretty even. So let's just take a look at that one now. There you go. 1100 to about 200 more to Tristana at this point. Picking up the static Shiv now is Tristana. First Triforce of the game being completed. Surprise, surprise, it's by Jigster on Aurelia. So he's rocking Triforce and Mercs, and that is all at 20 minutes into the game. It's so expensive, that Triforce, but look at the stats it gives you. It's just unbelievable. Plus you get the passive from Phage, the passive from Sheen. Now Iceman Zero wants to try and land a hook here on Cray. The hook's going to come out. Is it going to land? No, it's not. Monsane coming in from behind now. And it's a 4-man convergence on the mid lane for the Team Purple, Mid and Feed. And it will soon be 5 as Jigster's running down from the base. Teleport still about 45 seconds away for him. Davy Man does have it available, and he's sitting in the base just waiting to use it. And here he comes! It's too late. Too late, and Davy Man, the ball is on him. But Teleport, he just waited just that little bit too long, and the turret falls. And that'll be tower number 3 for Mid and Feed. Again, pushing Team Delulu back onto the defensive. forcing him to buy a couple sweepers now just to deal with the constant vision placement from mid and feed. As we have a look at the map, you can see the vision well in control of them at the moment. Taran needs to be careful not to get out-poked here by Karma. Now Cords jumps in, forces the Spirit Rush away. Is the red buff going to take him down? No, Jeekster converges, but they get the turret back, so the zoning was good enough. Cords sacrifices himself, but gives his team the turret. A valiant display there. Good J4ing, if I do say so myself. He goes to 0 and 4, but that was more of a team play than an individual score play, so we're going to have to give him that one. And there's another good inner flame from Delulu, just sniping for days. Oh no, Cray's been assault and batteried, and that allows Iceman to land the hook, and he follows up with the combo. Illuminos flashes away. I know he still keeps it, but he Dark Passaged away thanks to Iceman on Thresh with a fraction of health. There it is, 65 HP. He would have been on about 20 at the time. He does have a nice bit of health regen coming through at the moment. And Jeekster now. This is where Aurelia starts to shine as we enter the mid-game. We're at 23 minutes in. Dragon's not yet up. That's about 5 minutes away. As the gold advantage goes well in favour of mid and feed on purple, which is said to be the more difficult side to play on League of Legends, as they zone the golems around just nicely away from Taeyon Ani there and Cords. Finally they converge in the jungle, and it looks as though we're not going to see many split pushes here. Delulu just pushing up that bottom lane, but now Davy Man teleport down. We saw him wasted in the mid lane. It was a little bit too slow. Lost himself the tower, but managed to get a nice counter. So it's a 2-3 score when you look at the towers now. Illuminos finally completing the second Triforce for mid and feed. That's going to be tons of damage coming out from them. Hashtag freak. And now Illuminos with that Trinity Force pushing down. Recognises the Dragon's only 1 minute 20 away. Going to get a ward down. There it is. There is the pink in that bush. Very, very good ward. Common ward, but an important ward. Often replicated in the bush up here from the blue team, but not in this game. And I think that's what's costing them, is you can only see one ward down for Team Delulu at the moment, and it's a defensive ward in their bush. I actually think it's a Trink ward. It is no, it's a regular ward, so it's a Sightstone ward. But here's the engage. Cray's caught out, tries to shockwave, but Illuminos, the man himself, comes out of the jungle, takes his score to 6-1. And plants that steel fist on the face of Illuminos. Oh, the flash! Vault Breaker was good. It landed, allowed him to get the assault battery. The charm from Makai Taran lands as well. And Jeekster blows all those juicy abilities on the clone of Davy Man, giving him the advantage in the lane as well. Jeekster really needs to be careful not to let him get ahead of himself here as they attack. As Davy Man lands that Q. There is again good cloning from Davy Man. He's timing it well. Oh no, and he's been hooked in the bot lane. They collapse on him, and it's just a world of pain at the moment for Team Delulu. Mid and feed are dishing out the hurt. And would you look at that? The Shockwave collects 3, but Illuminos zones Cray away before he can land an auto attack or a dissonance. And the charm lands, and he's going to go down. And Makai Taran is absolutely carving up his opposing mid laner Cray. 1 and 5 is Cray. And Taran, 4-0-5, yet to rack up a death. This game quickly blowing out in the middle section to mid and feed. They're going to take their second dragon. Zero gets his way across that wall the only way Thresh knows how. And that'll be dragon number 2 to mid and feed, and pushing their gold out to a massive 10.1k advantage at 26 minutes into the game. Whoa, tell you what, Team Delulu, they're not out of it yet, but they need to be careful here. Delulu himself is going to get caught out, and that is not good news. It's almost as if they're on tilt. That was just some lazy play from the man whose team is named after. And he really needed to be a little bit more careful there. Needed to communicate that he was going in and not try and face check that bush. He should have known that there was quite a few there when Ari's ball or Ari's Orb of Perception went over the wall and almost collected him in the face while he was trying to get blue. So Taran sort of gave it away there. Delulu not picking up on it and then going down. So 6-19 on the OzGamer scoreboard. In terms of kills, it's 4-2, so towers are the closest gap here. There's only 2 between them, but kills, there is, well, what's that, 13? In gold, there's another huge gap. So it's not good news if you're a fan of Team Delulu at the moment. 27 minutes have elapsed, and ward control at the moment. Check out the wards all over the Baron pit and the top of that river for Team Mid and Feed. They took their time getting into this match, but they're delivering with a solid performance here on the Summoner's Rift. As Taeyeon only continues to farm up, pushes out that CS to 211, the highest of any character on either team at the moment in this match. Now here's Illuminos going to catch out Cords. Yes, Copper Vault Breaker, Sun to the face. Monsane comes in, is forced to flash away as the camera goes everywhere. And we're back in on the action. Monsane picks up the kill. Here's Jigster on Delulu. Delulu has copped the ignite. The char misses. A rare miss from Makai Taran, but Jigster manages to get away. The char missed. The Orb of Deception did not. Baron is the ping. It's a 5v2 situation, but Jigster and Monsane are hurting. They need to be careful. They need to be swift with this Baron take. And hope, just hope that there's not going to be any resistance. Cords is coming up, but he's walking over wards. He's going to get zoned away from Illuminos. Baron will go down, and there it is. So they've got both dragons, they've got Baron, and they've got over a 12k gold advantage in this game. The snowball has turned into an avalanche for Mid and Feed. This should be the last buy of the game, we'll see. They'll go back, they'll buy up. They've got 2 Triforces, an Infinity Edge, a Randuin's on a Thresh. He should be completing a Sunfire Cape very, very soon. And look at the ward buys as well. That is why they're winning. They've got complete control over the map, and whatever gold they have left at the end of their build, they're stocking up on wards. Good buys from Illuminos, good buys from Monsane, good buys from Jigster as well. They're not doing too badly on the scoreboards themselves either. 7-1-7, 7-3-6, and 2-1-7. So, solid play here from everyone from Mid and Feed. It hasn't been a solo effort. It's been everybody has chipped in and done their part. Iceman Zero throwing out a hook, hoping to catch the careless Delulu out again. And I'll tell you what, he'll be raging every time he gets caught. You can't face check a bush, son, because almost every bush on this map at the moment is completely covered by the wards of Team Mid and Feed. Monsane now with that Baron buff. Iceman Zero converging. Going to try a sneaky hook from outside. Hopefully hook over the wall into the wall. Sorry, hook over the wall into his ultimate the wall. The box, I should say. Now, Davey Man, there's a split push here. Don't know what he's doing, but Jigster is going to pick up the kill. Yes, he is. And realizing that, they push the lane. It's a 4-man push, a 4-man defensive wall in the mid lane here from Team Delulu. The winner of this going through to take on against all odds. And it's looking like it's going to be Team Mid and Feed at the moment. They could have pushed the top turret. I don't know what they were doing. But that's why the minions were up there. So they caught out Davey Man, but Davey Man, well, you can put a tick against his name for that. He managed to push up the minions, taking down the turret, narrowing the gap again in turrets. 3-4 on the scoreboard. Still in favour of Mid and Feed, but the gap's slowly closing. As we have a look at these wards, you've got one there, you've got another 2 in the bushes, a nice pink, again on top of a green. Double wards in the bush there, they're just all over the place. You name it, you ping it, there'll be a ward there. Nothing in their defensive half of the map. It's all offensive wards. Great vision control. And if Team Delulu want to get any further in this game, they need to sell those warding trinkets. They need to buy sweepers. And they need to clear out the eyes that Mid and Feed have put all over their jungle. There we go. Cord's going to pick himself up a pink. That's what I'm talking about, son. Illuminos is going to come in, though. Vault Breaker, no, decides against it. Good play. Davey Man is getting large. 189 CS. Got himself a black cleaver. But not much else. He did pick up the Spectre's Cowl, possibly to deal with Makai Taran, who is so huge right now. 605. And has finally completed that Zonya's Hourglass. Now here comes Delulu, flash over the wall, focused resolve, but Jigster manages to Blade Surge away, keeping the flash intact as well. Well, it wasn't up anyway, so poor guy. Good escape nonetheless, as now they push down. The hook comes out from Zero, narrowly missing. Culling goes in, tower completely undefended. Davey Man is split. Monsane can take down this turret. It's only Cray. Now Cords comes in. And it took a lot of damage to the turret. And it's not good for Team Delulu. The hook comes out again, just landing short. Not one of his better hooks tonight. We've seen from Iceman Zero. Now the ball is on Davy Man. Jigster split pushing, taking that top turret down while all the action was on the mid lane. Here comes Davy Man. Will the ball land? Oriana needs to keep the distance. Unny's been hooked. Will he follow up? No. The charm was there just in case. But opting against the follow up was Iceman Zero. Both summoners still intact for him, as well as the ultimate. There's the defensive ward coming down on top of the Wraith camp from the aforementioned, and now it's going to be another dragon take. As Baron buff wears off, it's going to be the third dragon of the match. It's going to go to mid and feed, again asserting their control and dominance over this map. Now Jigster's going to catch cords out, forces a flash. Illuminos can Vault Breaker over the wall, there he goes, bang, into excessive force, assault and battery, another excessive force, forces the flash. The charm is going to land, cords is caught out, he goes down, 45 seconds on the sideline. Taeyon cops a shield for his troubles and luckily got away from that one. It was Summoner Burn City, and Zero just missing himself another hook there. The minions need to be pushed down this lane. They need to take advantage of cords being down. They've got 25 seconds to do so. Taron sitting in that bush, waiting for Jigs, waiting for Illuminos, biding the time. Monsane now getting his wick wet, puts himself into the action, and there goes the turret. Davy Man is in. Jigstar wants a piece of the action, but is forced to retreat as Taeyon only puts a few rockets on his face for good measure, but it's a tower nonetheless. And Team Delulu are again caught on the back foot. Mid and feed continue to push and push hard. It's, well, just look at the kills, 6 to 24. The gap is huge. Towers 3 to 6. And that gold, 60k to 43k. Delulu are all but out of it at the moment, as they just reset possibly the last buy. I know I said it before, but they could have made a bit more use of the Baron buff, I feel, there mid and feed. I believe they were a little bit too passive aggressive. Not aggressive enough. They pushed the lane, but they did it slowly. Must have been a bit of good defense as well from Team Delulu. Now the Baron time is ticking down, 50 seconds on the clock. It'll be the next fight, and at this stage I wouldn't want to be fighting if I was Team Delulu. I'd want to be just pushing lanes, taking all the newts, taking out those spirit golems, and the elder lizards. Just farming up whatever you can. Need to get some wards down as well. Defensive wards on the Baron, and there we go. We see the first one being placed down. It was by Cray, but Jigster is going to spot that one with a well-placed pink. And as you can see, again, more ward dominance from mid and feed. Taking a look at these item builds here, we have a look at Monsane. But in the meantime, Jigster's going to trade with Davey. Manages the Blade Surge before he goes into the shed. Illuminos is going to collapse on top of him. Forces the flash. Lightbringer's in. Bang! Monsane with the passive. That double shot from Lucian. Too good. And now pings go out on Baron. It is the perfect time. Not a lot Team Delulu can do about this. If they were going to win, it was going to be with 5 men. They've only got 4 at the moment. They need to be cautious. They know that Baron is going to be taken, but they can't do anything about it. They don't even offer a sliver of resistance. 300 gold to everyone, as well as a second Baron and a nice juicy buff for mid and feed. They're going to push again. Good minions, good minion pressure from Team Delulu. It's what's saving them at the moment. You've got a few defensive voids in their jungle, and well, Cords realising he doesn't want to tangle with the Fed Illuminos. 7, 1 and 9, Trinity Force, Randuin's Ancient Lizard. Whoa. Damage and cooldown. Kindle Gem in there as well. Jarvan's got the ball now. He needs to time this one well. They have the utility in CC and the synergy to be able to pull off a correct team fight here. The hook lands. Will he follow up? He does! The ball! It's on Delulu! Jarvan needs to cop the ball and follow up. Illuminos is in there, but his Buster shot it away. He lands the Demacian combo. Illuminos is ignited. He goes down. Oh, this is what they needed. Delulu's in there. Jigster goes in and takes down the big J4. Davey needs to get in on this. The Ignite is out. There's the Shockwave. It connects. But the Command Protect is enough to save Davey. Cray needs to be careful. The turret goes down, and mid and feed are just too strong with the Baron buff. The pings are coming out. They've got the inhibitor. Another one is the call. They're going to take the top one now, but Davy Man's healed up. Is Cyclone available? It is. There's Nimbus Strike into the clone. But the ward, good ward there from Monsane, getting nice poke down on top of Cray. Iceman Zero taking some dissonance for his trouble. I don't think they're going to be able to take this turret. They've got 10 seconds before Jarvan and Tristana come back. Is Zero got enough for a hook? Not quite. And they're going to decide to back off and disengage. They'll clear the ward. They'll avoid the Frost Queens. They'll farm up. And they'll pop the blue pills. They take the inhibitor and they further out their lead. Their gold advantage goes up. Their kill lead goes up. We're at 37 minutes into the game. And Thresh finally picks up his locket of the Iron Solari. Doing a good job on the support is Iceman Zero. We've seen some good hooks. 0, 1, 15 assists. Doing a very, very good job on the Thresh man. The only other thing I could suggest in that build would be well, he hasn't really upgraded his Relic Shield to a Tarragon's Brace yet. So he needs to upgrade that one and probably finish off with something like a Sunfire Cape for the lols. I mean, you're not even snowballing at the moment, son. You are avalanching down the Summoner's Rift from the purple Nexus all the way down that middle lane, taking out that purple inhibitor. And it's all team mid and feed at the moment. They've got that Baron buff, and it's got about a minute or so left. They need to be really cautious here. Do the Team Delulu guys not to get caught out. Davy Man goes back and heals up. Smart play. Almost 20k gold advantage here to mid and feed. They've dominated the dragon spawns. And there's another one. That's going to be dragon number 5 for Team mid and feed. They continue to dominate this map with wards, with dragons, and with just some skillful plays all over the place. Everyone's chipped in as well. It hasn't been a single effort, a single carry. It's been a true team effort. Now here comes Terran. Forces the Banshees away. The charm lands. And there's the threat for Team Delulu getting caught out. Good use of the Spirit Rush there. Now Ani gets caught out. Forced the flash. Will he jump away? There's Assault and Battery from Vi. Illuminos picking himself up another kill. Godlike from Monsane manages to take down Cords. Illuminos, he took down Ani. Delulu, the only one, gets hooked and charmed and CC'd for days. And I think I heard a headset thrown out in the other room there. He is mad. And the GGs are called. It's all up to Cray. He's not going to be able to do anything. Be like a fly landing on a mountain. As Team Delulu fall, mid and feed are too good, and they go through. They advance to take on against all odds in the next match of the LAN-slide League of Legends tournament. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll try and get some more coverage your way very, very shortly. My name is Kid Fox. You've been listening to GameStar. Thanks for listening.